You've spoken to us in the past about throwing the ball to Alshon even when he's covered. When you watch the film of the Dolphins game, is that something you were doing maybe more consciously?
Um, I mean, you could maybe say that. I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of one-on-one opportunities with him. Whether that was comebacks or down the field or different things, and also it was just conducive to that style of defense. They like to take away a lot of things over the middle and stuff. So that we felt like was our advantage to go outside to him, and we definitely missed some things I got to be better with. But it was nice to have him back out there making plays for us.
Carson, Doug said today that everybody's kind of sick to their stomach losing. What was the mood like just in that short practice you had this morning?
Mood was good. Mood was high. That's one thing I've always appreciated about this business and then just this organization and how we've always turned the page. The second you get back on the grass, you get back on the field, it seems like you're just playing ball again. And it was just a walkthrough this morning, but guys were moving. Guys were, you could just feel the upbeat, the energy. And at the end of the day, where we're at isn't where we'd want to be at this point. But at the same time, we have a great opportunity ahead of us, and we're excited, to put the rest of it behind us and go play some games.
How do you balance being loose and, sense of urgency and all that stuff? I mean, you're only human and you can block it out and talk about it, but, you guys are really up against it here.
Well, for sure. We realize the situation that we're in and that we put ourselves in. But, at the end of the day, there's only so much you can control, and what we can control is that we can go out and work. We can go to work and get better. And, we're all excited. We're not going to hang our heads over the last few weeks. Those are unfortunate. We didn't want those outcomes. But what can we do? It's behind us now, and we're all excited to go full speed ahead and see what we can do.
A few years ago, you and Doug would meet on Thursdays, I believe it was, kind of separate times to kind of go over the game plan and talk about things, sometimes not even anything related to football. Last year you said you guys didn't have as much time to do that. Have you done anything differently this year with Doug in terms of your one-on-one with him?
We talk quite a bit, whether that's, in his office or just throughout practice, even after a drill or, even at home watching football games, and he'll text me an idea or vice versa. Just little things, we're always talking, communicating, and it's been awesome working with him, learning from him, and, I feel like we both have awesome ideas, and I can, bring them to him, and he brings me so many, and it's really been fun working with him together.
Carson, big picture question here. Why do you feel like this offense hasn't been able to find its consistency up until this point?
Great question. It seems almost every week it's something different. We're either shooting ourselves in the foot or, I'm turning the ball over, missing throws. That is the situation. It's the consistency. The lack of it is frustrating. But, I'm excited that hopefully what we did last week, I think we did some things well. Didn't make enough plays, obviously, but I think it got us going in the right direction, and we can keep building on that.
Eagles made a tough decision earlier this week with Mac. From your perspective, we always talk about the chemistry. You guys work so much together. How does that affect you at this stage of the season?
Yeah, I've learned from the moment I got to the league that especially when you're friends with guys, that's the unfortunate part of this business. It is at the end of the day a business, and I trust Howie and those guys upstairs to make all of those tough decisions. And I love Mac to death. I got a chance to talk to him the other day and text him today again, and I wish him the best. But as a friend, that's definitely tough. But again, I trust those guys upstairs making those decisions.
This is your second year with Press as your position coach, Carson. How is your relationship with him different from the first 2 years with Flip?
It's been great. I would just say, they're different personalities, but at the same time, I feel I've worked really well with both of them. And, Press has been awesome to really grow together with and just talk a lot of football. We're in there watching tape, and we both have lots of ideas, and, we're just talking ball. And it's been fun working with him without a doubt. And, a lot of positives have come out from it.
How are they different?
Just personality-wise, you'd have to, you could probably see the mic'd up things and just see how they conduct their business. But at the end of the day, they're both, very smart football-wise.
In going into the bye, you emphasized that the formula was running the ball, the offensive line, or I guess winning at the line of scrimmage. Yep. Has that had to shift without Jordan in the lineup?
I don't think so. I think, our recipe for success is always going to be controlling the line of scrimmage, whether that's kind of how I mentioned a few weeks ago, whether that's running the ball or play action passes, moving the pocket, protection, whatever it is. We go basically as those guys up front go, and, we got to help them out, myself included. But those guys, they do a great job week in and week out, and we're going to ride those guys.
I know this isn't your primary focus right now, but we're well into December and you're perfectly healthy. That's got to be kind of something you can take away from the situation anyway. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for speaking on that. Good thing I don't believe in jinxes. So, but no, I was just asked the other day how I feel, and considering all things and where I've been, I'm definitely thankful for my health right now.
Are Doug's messages still getting through to the team? And if they are, how do you know?
Yes, and I mean, we can only talk so much. Whether that's leaders or coaches or whatever, we got to just go be about it. We talk a lot in here, so for us, it's get on the field and go back to work and see what we can do.
Carson, this season there have been a lot of guys released, on Monday or Tuesday after having played a role in the game before. How does that impact the locker room and how you go about continuing to try to win?
Yeah, I think, again, I kind of go back to what I said earlier in regards to Mac. I think, those guys upstairs have tough decisions to make every week. We have a lot of injuries this year, and that's just part of the game. And, guys come back, and guys are coming off injury and recovering. And, there's always a lot of things that are kind of up in the air week by week. So, you just trust those guys to make the best decisions, upstairs and just keep going full speed ahead.
How does that play in the locker room in terms of you guys continuing to do your job?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like I said, it's the unfortunate part of this business, when you got to let guys go and, some guys are closer to other guys and than others and all of that. And so from a friendship and relational level, it's always a tough part of the business, but, we just keep going to work.
And getting back to the first question about Alshon, when you have a wideout like Alshon or JJ, where they're going to get open with their size, how do you make the decision whether to put the ball in there when it could be a contested play or go with a high percentage pass?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a fine line you walk, and you talk through those things during the weeks with them, but with coaches. Hey, what are we trying to accomplish on this play? When are we trying to take our shot, so to speak? And those are always things that you try and balance. And sometimes it's just the way the play dictates. Nothing else underneath is going to be open, or they're playing a certain coverage. So you take your shot and hopefully good things happen.
The last couple of weeks, JJ has had catches on kind of off-schedule plays. What have you seen from him on those, and why have those been effective?
Just his ability to keep working, and I think JJ does a great job of it. Alshon, all those guys. It's something that we talk through during the weeks. It happens in practice, and we'll turn on the tape. Hey, what are we expecting? When the pocket breaks down, and we've had a handful of off-schedule touchdown passes this year. That one last week to JJ being one of them, and I think guys just do a great job of continuing to compete and just find a way to get open.
You guys have relied on Miles a lot. This past Sunday especially. What have you seen from him, like, as far as being a runner, like, now compared to when the season started?
Yeah, I loved what I saw from Miles on Sunday. I think every week I've just seen him get better and better running the ball. You see him bounce a lot of runs outside the tackles, but I see him each week getting better in between the tackles too. And like you said, we ask a lot of him, from the passing game, from picking up protections and everything, and running the ball. And again, every week I've just seen him keep getting better and better. And I love his attitude. I love the way he comes to work, and I'm excited to keep seeing him develop and get better.
Carson, I know you guys have had a lot of injuries, starting with Deshaun, and Alshon, and Nelson. You guys have had so much rotation, and you haven't really been able to get into consistency. But from the naked eye, it seems like things just seem off. Whether it's the passes, whether it's eyes, whether it's feet, protections, whatever it is. Would you agree with that things just feel off, whether it's for you or just the offense in a whole, or would you not agree?
Not necessarily. I would say there's plays every week we want back. There's definitely plays that it is off. Whether I'm missing a throw or things break down or whatever. To some extent, that's football. To some extent, those are things we got to clean up and be better with. But, I think last week, I think is something we can keep building on. And, we had a chance last week to put them away, and we didn't. But, early in that game, I thought we did some things really well offensively that we can keep building on.
You shared some personal news on social media last week. Has that changed your mindset at all this season?
It definitely gives you perspective. I'm sure, you guys out there that have kids, and, I've now been able to see my niece grow up a little bit. It changes your perspective for sure, and just a lot of prayer for good health and along that journey, but definitely keeps things in perspective without a doubt.
Carson, what have you learned about yourself in terms of when you feel like you're at your best, the type of style that you like to play, type of plays that you gravitate towards?
That's a good question. I think that kind of changes week to week. And I think it's something that, based on coverage and what we're getting each week, is something that we try and find. You know, I feel that can look different every single game. But like I said, I think it just starts up front with us offensively, and that trickles down to me, you know, able to run the ball, to protect, to you know, do some play action passes, those types of things. And I feel like when we're able to mix it up, I feel like that's when I'm at my best and this offense is at our best.
Good, thanks everyone.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations.